3 solo skydivers have died at a skydiving facility in Eloy, Arizona in just 3 months. Reporter Chloe Nordquist went down to the largest drop zone in the state, Skydive, Arizona, to find out more about the deaths and overall skydiving safety.
Skydiving is one of the few sports regulated by the federal government. The FAA has standards parachutes have to meet. However, those regulations don't always prevent accidents, and last year 21 fatalities were reported at certified skydiving facilities across the country. This smooth landing was executed by an expert skydiver, but it's the experts that are at a greater risk for a fatal dive.
Those 3 recent fatalities, as I've pointed out elsewhere in the media, all 3 of them were so-called expert skydivers. With the student program, we've never had a serious accident.
Burke says there's a common misconception that fatalities stem from parachutes failing to operate.
Almost all skydiving accidents can be attributed to operator error. I would say probably upwards of 80% of it. The skydiver's equipment is functioning properly, and then they mishandle an emergency.
The most common cause of death? Going into a turn too fast and too close to the ground, which plays a factor in 2 of the most recent fatalities at Skydive, Arizona. But skydive expert and instructor LOWE says starting with a proper foundation can make all the difference. Simple things like knowing the emergency procedure.
It pulls the second parachute for us. There's a lot of different levels to be able to communicate to people, and the best way to do that is as an instructor.
While skydiving may seem to have a higher risk factor, psychologist Linda May says statistically, jumping out of a plane with a parachute is less dangerous than driving.
Statistics actually show that you are more likely to die while driving than you are when skydiving. People have a different perceived risk of skydiving.
We're dealing with a fairly small statistical pool, but to have 3 in a few weeks like we did is pretty much unheard of.
After every successful jump, the fear factor goes down, says May, but in seconds, one mistake could cost you your life. Skydive, Arizona, a drop zone that attracts national skydiving teams and military personnel, sees anywhere from 110 to 150,000 jumps a year. While the company says it checks every visiting diver for credentials and legal equipment, human error by skydivers is out of its control. In Phoenix, Chloe Nordquist, Cronkite News.